back in the booth, said I'm back with the truth, I'm black. So I gotta take 'em back to the roots. When I'm in a bad mood, I check my attitude. When I'm feeling down, I grab my... Ain't no place like the city that raised me. You crazy if you think you'd ever replace me.
I never know how to start this for real.
What up? It's your boy K Dot from Fairhaven in the building. You know, I got my son K Dub with me.
I mean, that's one way we could start it. I'm not his son. That's my junior over here. But yeah, it's your boy K Dub tuned in. We checking in. What's good, K Dub?
Nothing. You know, I'm just chilling. You know, it's been mad long since we did one of these.
Yeah, we took a little time off. Last one was what? Around March, April, May.
Nah, I think last one was May.
Yeah, May, something like that. We'll check the SoundCloud, but yeah, we back. You're about to get a whole lot more content from both of us when it comes to the podcast, music. We both working on some music. Maybe got some acting going on a little down the line, working on some stuff. But what you been doing all day, K-Dot? Been chilling?
Yeah, yo. Feel me? I was just watching Black Panther, you know? Just like...
Oh, where?
Yeah, Disney Plus. People don't got Disney Plus?
I mean, some people out here living like that. I don't have my own account.
I can't relate.
You feel me? I'm, on somebody else's account, but I feel like everybody gotta have access to it, because you missing out if not. Because like usually watching like TV shows and stuff, every time I like go in your room or walk downstairs, you be on the throwbacks. That's So Raven, Zack and Cody.
If you really sit here and think about it, like with like Disney Plus and Netflix and Hulu and even like stuff like HBO and Showtime having its own like streaming apps, if you really sit here and think about it, like we're low key seeing the end of cable right now.
Bro,
like when we have kids and like we're working adults, like you ain't gonna have no cable bill. It's gonna just be streaming bills.
Facts. And it's like you're gonna pay for what you want.
Right.
So you're gonna pay for certain channels. If you're not watching the channel, why pay for it?
Right.
But it's crazy. You're going from like people like rapping. You hear rappers talk about not having cable. Like you said, 10 years from now, all the kids gonna be like cable.
Right.
What you talking about?
It's like so many like changes like just gonna happen. Like, no cable. Shit, you might not see many DVDs. You don't even really see that many CDs now. Like,
yeah, not anymore.
It's everything is like we just got everything in the palm of our hands, really.
Nah, definitely being a artist, I definitely miss the CD era. Cause I always think about it. And I still might do it, like put some music on the CD and just sell it, $5 to see who really rocking with it. But then again, it's like cars that are like built right now, do they even have a?
I didn't even think about that. I know your mother, her car got that, but like that was like what? That's 2014.
Yeah, I think so. One of those.
They should. There's no need to really like get rid of it,
right?
Because people still have CDs.
What do you think the future for movie theaters is gonna be? You think like those will always be around?
I feel like with this whole pandemic, it kind of like brought light that to like maybe the type of movie theaters that we have now, aren't gonna last. But maybe, who knows, maybe the drive-in theaters could make a comeback. Because, nobody really want to go somewhere and sit down next to somebody that they don't know. Matter of fact, that's the thing about this whole thing. People need to understand, like, we not comfortable. We comfortable around the people we know. Despite all this COVID going around, we comfortable around the people we know. It's the people that we don't know that we're not comfortable around. So, when you send in a movie theater and you got your people, you probably there with one other person, so you got the person to the left or right of you. And then that means you sitting next to a whole complete stranger. You don't know what that person been doing in their life. So, movie theaters, I don't think they're gonna make a comeback.
Nah, I think they will, because when you think about it, the only reason they went out of business, well, not out of business, I don't think a lot of them went out of business, but they suffer because everything was shut down. They were forced to close. So like, they don't got no other revenue coming in.
True.
I just think
True.
it's just different when you go into the theater and see that movie for the first time. Only knock I have on movie theaters is the prices of the food and the drinks and all that. That's like paying for a whole extra ticket.
Right.
2 tickets depending on what you getting.
You know, but you know that the whole prices of the food thing at the movie, it is a big deal. But like, you know, if you know the hacks around movie theaters, I ain't gonna say because I ain't trying to get nobody caught up or anything. I ain't trying to let movie theaters know the secrets. But if you know the hacks, you know how to maneuver through that.
You know something that's crazy to me?
What?
You can bring bags in the movie theater.
For real?
Yeah, so like if you walk in with a bunch of snacks that you bought outside, like from the dollar store or whatever, or like you brought some McDonald's in, and you just got it in your hand, of course they're gonna tell you you can't bring that in. You could literally bring a bag. And I don't think theaters check. When I was working at the theaters, they didn't have this check anymore. And I always thought about it. I was like, one, don't y'all care about the food people sneak in? And two, I'm like, don't people be shooting up theaters? Like,
right.
It's just crazy to me, like seeing how many people were shooting up theaters. I'm like, you can still just bring a bag in there.
I'd be seeing so many jokes about that. This joke that I saw, like, it wasn't about the movie theater, but it was more like about the club. And like, I think you may have saw the video, dude. That was like mad people walked in and they all had all sorts of guns and weapons, but the bouncer wasn't letting the dude in because he had a water bottle.
Alright.
Like, come on now.
Bro, the amount of time I had like a whole pack of gum thrown away because the bouncer ain't let me. I'm like, bro, I can't get in the club with some gum.
Right.
I'm like, damn, what my breath? Like, what if I just smoked or something? I'm trying, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't even. That's crazy. Or if I just eat, I can't pop a piece of gum after.
I guess not.
They worried that like I'm a litter or I'm gonna put the gum underneath the table when I'm done. I'm like, alright, man, disregard each other line.
Right.
Yeah, I got it. But I remember one time for homecoming, right? I was with my boys and we was going to this club. Was it a club? Yeah, I know we was going to a party. I don't know if it was like a lounge or like an actual club. Bro, I had joggers on, right? I don't think we really expected to go. This was the day of Yard Fest. So I was really just chilling at Yard Fest, whatever. And we pulled up later. Before I even get to the bouncer, like, somebody that was promoting was like, yeah, it's going to be $40 for you because you got joggers on. I'm like, y'all got jogger fees now at clubs? Like,
right.
Come on, bro.
Like, matter of fact, the thing is, the amount of, like, expensive stuff that you see people wear in the clubs, from the jeans to the shoes to the shirts to even the jewelry, you gonna tax the dude wearing joggers?
Alright.
Come on now. That's that backwards thinking.
Like, what about the person that continuously gives you problems every time you pull up? Like,
right.
You don't got a fee for him?
Right.
Or when like dudes be harassing women, they're like, is there a fee for that or just joggers and gum? That's where you're at.
Right.
That's where y'all drawing line. Now I've been seeing down in DC, like, just to let y'all know, it's August 10th, we're recording this, so we're still in the middle of this pandemic. Bro, clubs is opening, like, I'm seeing videos of people getting twerked on, no mask at all. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Like, somebody said on Twitter, and like, this is true. Like, I honestly agree with this, being on all three social media apps. Dude on Twitter said they only care about Corona on Twitter. They live in their best lives on Instagram and Facebook.
Nah, that's facts.
It's so true. I've seen so many parties, boat days, beach days. I've seen it all on Instagram and Facebook, and it's like, sometimes I do forget, yeah, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Like, it honestly feels like a regular summer.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know, masks are just like an accessory.
It's like you see people just out and about, like you said, on these parties, and then you'll see that one person there with a mask on. You'd be like, oh, right, this ain't an old video. Y'all actually doing this right now.
Matter of fact, like, I get worried, because you remember, like, before the NBA and baseball came back, when, like, ESPN's page and Bleacher, they would post, like, old videos. I used to get so nervous. I'm like, wait, this today? Like this large crowd, like this event, like this today?
It was one video. I think it was Trey Young, and like at some OKC run. The gym was packed, bro. I was like, yo, if this is happening right now, y'all better be prepared for him to close everything down. Yeah.
Right. Matter of fact, another thing, it's the lack of wanting to end this pandemic from a lot of people, because there are a lot of people who get tested and either don't wait for the results to come back and go out and do things, or test positive and literally ignore it, or wait till the last minute to tell somebody. And like, you know, isn't the norm of when you get tested, you're supposed to get tested and then quarantine yourself until you get the results back? And the quarantines, like, it don't even, like, as somebody who stays in his room a lot, like, those quarantines, like, they're not even major. You're not really missing anything. You know, you can literally see it all on your Instagram, or
especially when the whole country is going through the same thing. It's not like they said, all right, you by yourself, just go lock yourself in a room. Like, nah. What was I about to say with that? Damn, it slipped my mind. What was we just talking about? Pandemic.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about, that was one of the things I was worried about with the NBA, like coming back. Just about, I didn't know how much they were gonna be testing players. I found out those players getting tested like every day now, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, like in America, like the NBA is the only like organization group that like
I was really getting it right.
Like
the sport groups, you mean? Sport.
Not even like, cause that's the thing. It's not even the sport, because like states haven't been getting it right.
Right.
Or even like just regular politicians like haven't been getting it right. Like the NBA is like literally the only thing in this country that's like on top of COVID. Like they had a plan during the quarantine when they went on a hiatus. They said, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. And it's a pandemic, so they knew that there were gonna be some positive tests. So how are they gonna get around it? We're gonna test every day. If you test positive, you're gonna quarantine yourself. And it's so simple, because and it proves that it works, because they have 0 positive cases.
Yeah, it's like for like the last couple of days, right? Something like that.
I think ever since they started like the season, like resumed the season.
But when they first got back, people were making a big deal because a couple players, like a couple big names had it.
Oh,
the last couple of days has been
your boy Lou Will.
Listen, man.
I thought there were gonna be more players. I'm honestly surprised it's just him. I thought it was gonna be more. Am I gonna say I was surprised that it was him?
Like more players that went to the strip club for some wings?
Or not, just like left.
Just left, right. Hey man, listen. You gotta think, back when he left, did the season start yet?
Nah, I think they were still in the scrimmages.
Look, you gotta think. Each team has about 2 games left, I think. Like each team, the Pelicans and the Kings already got eliminated. Are these teams, like when the playoffs start, are they going back home, or are they gonna be staying there? Because if they staying there, you think I'm gonna be not playing, and just sit in the bubble and just not do nothing? Like,
come on now. As a matter of fact, remember what was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, because the Pelicans and Kings right now, it's still the regular season, so they got finished their schedule, of course. So I'm talking about like once the playoffs start, and these teams find out they're not playing, are they just going right back home, or?
I remember when they first got to the bubble, there was the one NBA player, he posted his meal.
Who was it? Was it Troy Daniels?
I think so. Come on, I don't blame Lou Will. If that's what I'm eating the whole time I'm there, I don't blame Lou Will.
Bro, I remember because he put the picture up and then he had a picture of the menu that showed everything that they got.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he didn't take a picture of like the chicken and the fish or something. So people was like, nah, take a picture of everything. Don't try to make it seem like they really starving. I'm like, bro, these are NBA players.
Right.
Even if the chicken and fish, if you put that in the picture, that ain't enough for them, bro.
Right.
You gotta think, these players are used to eating a certain amount and not even that, a certain like quality of food.
Mm-hmm.
And people was calling them divas and stuff. I'm like, bro, if you used to one thing and the next day it's something completely different, like, you gonna have something to say about it too. Like,
right. You know,
I remember these players are human. Like,
but like, you know, who was it that said it? I just saw the quote. Oh yeah, it was Jaylen Brown. He said literally in the bubble, it's like it's literally just basketball. And so it's like, if you're not playing, like, you can't just really expect somebody to just sit around and just wait for their next game, or even when the playoffs start and the eliminations start. Like you already said, the Pelicans and Kings have already been eliminated. Like, are they gonna be going home? What about the team that gets eliminated in the second round?
right.
Like, are they gonna stay there and watch the rest of the season unfold, or like, you know, that's really my only concern for the remainder of the season. Like, what are they gonna do once they're done playing?
Like, a lot of people think that NBA players literally just like wake up, play basketball all day, and then go to sleep.
Right.
Like, you gotta understand they're not doing that. So, like you're saying, that's a concern for me too. What are they gonna do in the off time? You see all these players fishing and playing golf.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, there's some players that do that on the regular. But how many of those people was doing it just because they bored? Like,
Right.
you can only play 2K and Madden and Call of Duty like so much.
Mm-hmm.
I even think, are there any players that are, nah, if you hurt, you didn't go with the team, right?
Right. Yeah, you should stay at home.
Yeah, I would say that must suck. You going through an injury and in the bubble? Yeah, nah, that ain't it.
And then it's a lot of people who, like, a lot of fans who are just showing their, like, selfishness, and I don't want to say this word because I don't know if it's in the right context, so I'm not even going to say it.
Nah, just say it. We'll see if it is or not.
I was going to say arrogance, but nah, that's not even the right term.
True. We could blurt it out.
But, like, fans wanting to opt out the season, concerned about their health and safety, and some getting backlash from the fans. There have been some who, well, I think they basically like diminished the whole like you're not getting paid thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think like players are getting paid, cause I remember we were talking about Deladon,
Mm-hmm.
and how she's not in the bubble, right?
Nah.
Yeah, she's a high risk player, and she chose not to go to the bubble, and she was in jeopardy of not getting paid for that season.
Right.
So it's like either I don't play and I don't get paid, or I do play and put myself at risk.
Right.
So it's like, you know, it's just too much.
And just to add some more context for that, so what it was Deladon was concerned because she has pre-existing conditions. She didn't want to go to Orlando and play. And the league basically, they agreed on a group of doctors to like review the situation and like basically decide on whether the league will give her an excused absence. And the doctors, I don't know how they came to this conclusion, but they decided not to excuse Deladon. So if she decided to sit out and not play, she wouldn't have got paid. But then her team, the Washington Mystics, came up. They stepped up and said, if the league's not going to pay you, we'll cover your salary. So that's what ultimately allowed her to take the time off. So the Mystics, and then Kyrie also donated money to players who decide not to play for the WNBA. So besides those two, if the team didn't say we're gonna pay you, I don't know what Deladon would have did, because that's a tough situation. Like, I really don't know. I'm just glad the Mystics stood up for their star player as a league should have done.
Right.
Like she literally just won MVP Finals MVP
right.
like, literally last year. Like not 2 years ago. She literally just won, bro.
Right.
You supposed to look out for her no matter what. But shout out to the squad, man. That's why we the best. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Mystics.
But yeah, you know, I gotta get up. I gotta get up out of here.
Where?
Huh? No, like I gotta like actually get up out of here.
Oh, you gotta leave?
Yeah.
Alright.
For me. Is the end of it?
Yeah, we Gucci.
Alright.
Still wrap this up.
You know. Well, this is, I don't even remember what episode.
Yeah, we ain't gotta worry about saying all that because, you know, we don't know when we're gonna release them and all that. So just,
Right.
you got anything you wanna say to the people though?
Make sure everybody stay safe. Be good.
When it's time to create, no
Like
time to hesitate. But my head sees great. It's time to clean up the great mess we made. Can't check this flow, cause I'm great as late. No black, no white, it's one human
Everybody
race.
stay blessed out there.
The working class make the world go round. The upper class make the world go down. Say it proud. The working class make the world go round. The upper class make the world go down. I say it proud. Said I gotta go to work today. Said I gotta go to work today. The working class make the world go round. The upper class make the world go down. I gotta go to work today. Said I gotta go to work today. Yeah, I gotta go to work today. The working class said I gotta go to work today. Yeah, said I gotta go to work. No one should ever hate on the next man. Married to the game, but aim to be the best man. I could take the worst cards, turn it to the best hand. I could turn your arts.